Hi fellow enthusiasts, welcome to my channel. Let's go into today's video and we're going to come back at the end to wrap it up. In this episode we're going to be looking at how to install XAMPP and then a few configurations that you need to know about, and then cleaning up the code a little bit to make it a little bit more user friendly. In the last episode it was difficult to know who was sending a message, but in this one we're going to try to clean it up a little bit. So we've already installed it. We're not going to do that again, but what you want to do is to go to XAMPP.org. So XAMPP.org, and then it takes you here. While on this page, you can select the appropriate version for your operating system, whether for Apple products or for Linux or for Windows. Mine is a Windows operating system, so I'm going to click on Windows and then it's going to download soon, and then I will run it. I won't be running it again because, again, like I said, I have this installed already. But once you click on it, it will ask you for the folder where you want to install it in, and then you just go through the steps and have it installed. Okay, I'm going to cancel this. I don't need it downloaded again. Once you complete the installation, so I'm just going to bring up XAMPP from my computer. Alright, so you have it here. So I press Window key and then just type XAMPP. Then I can click on start for the Apache, or if I want to start my SQL as well, I will click on that. Before we go into that, let's just look at this configuration. Sometimes you want to start WebSocket here, so just click on php.ini and then look for the socket. You can search for it, but I think I know about where it is. So right about here. Alright, so yeah, so if I want to start sockets, I'll just uncomment this, but I don't need it for what I'm going to show you right now. But if you need that, uncomment it and then save. Alright, I don't need to save anything, and then I can start my Apache right there. Now for you to run your applications, you have to go into your C drive and then go into XAMPP and look for your htdocs. That's where you want to put the folder of what you want to run. So today we are using the admin chat, so here's where we put all the files. Right, so then when you go on any web browser, just like we have here, so I'm going to open a new browser and then close the old one. So when I go here and say localhost, that's how to access it. Localhost / then I'm gonna do the name of the chat. The folder is admin chat. So once you launch that, it will launch your index.php or index.html document. So here I will just enter my guest name. So let me be the guest, happy guest. So I am the happy guest and I'm logged in, and the admin says well, there's something from the admin from prior chats. Alright, so let me log in again as an admin. So I'm going to have two chats here going on. One is in private, incognito, and the other one is just a regular browser. So I'm going to log in here, localhost admin chat, and then I'm going to log in here as admin. Alright, hello guests. Alright, the message from this browser is not showing up, so let's find out. Both of them is admin. No, that's not right. Okay, we're gonna fix all that right now. before we do all that, let me show you something that we did. So installing XAMPP is pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Download, click on install, follow the steps, and it gets installed. If you need to enable the socket, then you do what we said, just go and uncomment. So let me try this. Localhost php my admin, and this should get me to my. Alright, so we have some errors here. Alright, some errors. Let's try to reconnect. Access denied. Alright, so can you guess why? Alright, we need to start that, and then we'll try again. Alright, so we need to start the MySQL. Alright, if you check the folder that we looked at earlier on, in the folder here, php my admin, yeah, so we want to run this, and they have some SQLs to run. Okay, and here's my SQL folder. Sometimes you might have a problem with the SQL starting, so just open it and copy the backup information, copy everything here, and then I'll just do copy, and then go back to data and just paste to replace what you have in there. So just paste to replace everything here. So again, you go to backup, and then copy everything in backup, go back and go into data and replace everything you have in data. Okay, alright, so that's if you're getting some errors, your SQL is not starting. And sometimes, I'll show you another thing. One of the common errors is that sometimes your PHP here, this file here is reading 0. So you try to launch MySQL, and it tells you that it can't start, the PHP doesn't exist or can't run, something like that, but it worked before. Just go back into XAMPP, open PHP, look for this file. If it's 0 KB, then there's a problem. Just download a new one, and that's what I did. I just installed a new version. I renamed it. If you go back to my C drive, you're gonna see the old one, so I just renamed it and copied my files over into my HT docs, and then you can continue to use it. Alright, so let's go back to the chat and figure out why it didn't work. We're gonna go back here. Before we do this, let me show you something. Alright, so we've done that. So what, let's just look through this. XAMPP, what does it stand for? So X standing for the operating system, Apache, MySQL, PHP, and Perl. So what does Perl stand for? It stands for a programming language used for web applications. Alright, so XAMPP then is any operating system, Apache of course for web, MySQL, PHP, and then Perl. Alright, okay, let's go back and look at some other things. So in our W3 Schools, I got this code from different places, just combine them here at W3 Schools because I want to show the output here. So what I did here was I created some variables. One of them is hello, the other one is hello world, and then the other one is just word. Right, so just split hello world into different components, and then I'm looking for if that hello world starts with hello. If it does start with hello, I want you to echo that hello world start with hello, which is this one here, and then it will echo true for me, and then line break or page break, line break. And then I did new line, but it wasn't printing properly here, so I just changed it to line break. And then here, if it didn't start with hello, then give me false. And then I also check if it ends with E, E is word. If it ends with word, tell me that it ends with word. Ends with word is true, otherwise say it didn't end with word. So let's just change something up here a little bit. So let's go and make this one this is case sensitive, so if we change this to capital O and change this to small letter h, we're gonna get error or false for both of them. False. Yeah, that's because this word, the word here starts with capital H. Now we're making it small h. Now it's going to return true for one and false for the other. Why? Because this one again doesn't start with capital O. So let's change it to capital O, and then it's going to return true for both of them. All right. So we use this to just determine if a series of strings, if it starts with a particular string that we're interested in. If it does, then return true or echo true, else echo false. So we're gonna use this in our code, and this is where we used it. We use it in our server.php. We described the my else here to be the last line, which means the last entry in our report, report.txt. That's the last entry. So we're taking this last entry and we are asking ourselves, we are assigning it to this first, and then we're taking the username from the last session or from the current session. From the current session, we're taking the username and assigning it to W. All right. And then we come here and we do what we just demonstrated in the W3 schools. So here we're taking this line and we're checking if the last entry here starts with the current session user or username. So we check here, we take that last line here and we check if it starts with the current session user name. If it does, then echo out the message and append it as the sender, and just append the message. Else he is the receiver. Alright, so we've used that to simplify the code. Initially we did it with contained. So the last message contained the username, but what we discovered was that if the person responding to you mentions your name within the text, it will appear in the display as if both of you sent the same message. So we didn't want to use contain. So this is the format for if the string contains a subset, a string subset. So we're removing that and we're just going to use if it starts with, right? If it starts with, then he is the sender, else he is the receiver. So after doing this and we save, we can go and test this one more time. So I'm going to restart. Alright, so as you can see, the happy guest just sent a message, thanks, I gladly wait, and the admin receives the message from the happy guest, thanks, I gladly wait. So let's send message back to him. Alright, so welcome to the admin chat today, and the message you received there, you can see there's clear demarcation who is sending and who is receiving. I have a great testimonial about my experience with your agents on our last visit to your website. Thank you. We love hearing such stories. I am glad you were satisfied. Satisfied with our services. Beyond words. No, not beyond words. Thank you again. Please, how can I leave a feedback to the agent I spoke with? He is agent 99. All right, and so on and so forth, and the chat goes on. So I think one of the browsers is having a sync issue, but this is the way the chat goes. So it goes back and forth between the guest and the admin, and you can see clearly who was sending what message. You can see the alignment also. Thanks. Agent 99 is away today, but Agent Blue is, let's make it capital Blue, is happy to assist. Oh yeah, she was also very helpful last time. I would like to give a feedback on her as well. You have the best staff at HackerWorld Unlimited. Thank you so very much. All right, so we're gonna stop the back and forth here. I just want to show that this is full. Okay, so we have a problem with Firefox. Obviously it's not taking our formatting properly, so there's an issue with that, but you can see how the chat goes back and forth. Now we're able to achieve this by doing this trick that we just showed here. We take the string, we check if it starts with the current session user. If it does, append it as the sender, else he is the receiver. And then the chat goes back and forth. And there was another thing that we're going to show, probably how to use the server sent event to actually initiate a push notification or a push message from the backend, so we can have all the users signed up and subscribe to different topics, and then they just get messages when those topics have an update. So we might show that later. I'm not sure we're going to do that or how soon we're going to do that, but it's something that we're learning and we probably want to share with you. Let me know if you're interested in that. We can make a video on that. It's a pretty simple, straightforward thing to do, and we can just demo that for you. All right, the other thing we're going to show is how to host this with shared hosting websites like cPanel with GoDaddy. So to host the application on cPanel so that it can be viewed from anywhere or it can be accessed from anywhere in the world, you go into your cPanel, open the file manager, and in your public_HTML folder, open that, and choose any of your hosting websites where you want to host that. And in our case, we want to host it here, so I'm going to create a folder within this place, and I'll give it the appropriate name. So let's call it admin chat. This is case sensitive, so when I create that admin chat, I'm gonna go back to our XAMPP folder, our XAMPP etc doc. So this is equivalent to the public HTML folder that we're using here, public HTML. So just copy all these files. So we're gonna put the files in the admin chat folder. So here, let's just upload. I'm gonna click on upload, and then we're gonna drag over all the chats, all the files we have within our etc doc admin chat folder. Copy it over here, and once it's done, you can click out here, and you're good to go. So just open a web browser, and the URL is hackerworld.com/. We're just gonna access admin chat, and there you go. Right now I can just type in my name, happy guest, and I have the same interface. I can hide, I can show, and then you can open multiple browsers. So let's do hackerworld.com/admin chat. Okay, here let's call ourselves admin. Alright, so this problem with Firefox goes even through the internet. You see the format is just out of place, but it's fine for the purpose we're using it for. So let's chat side by side. Hi guests. Alright, hello admin, nice to meet you. Okay. So this works really seamlessly, just like before. Again, like we've stated earlier on, the interface is for public chat, so there's really no privacy between the users, because a third user can join this conversation. So let's have a third user join this conversation. We can access it the same way, admin chat. I'm just gonna call ourselves third user, and now let's make it a little bit smaller, but that's the best we can do. So let's start sending a message. Anybody here? And now the two other guys received the message. Anybody here? Then the admin is going to say welcome third user. Really open chat. So like in a chat room where people have common interest. In those days when I was much younger, I used to go to a chat room and meet with friends. I met this guy from India. I think his name is Raj or something. I forgot his name, but we met in chat rooms, and we discussed technologies and ideas and stuff like that. It's just open chat room, and others are contributing ideas. You just see the ideas floating around. So you can do this, without of course there's no privacy between each person or the different users. All you know is that you know who said what, because their name is appended to every of the message. So that's the great one. So you can know who said what. You can speak anonymously when you sign in. Of course there's no verification when you sign in, but at least whoever is using that handle for that purpose, you can know who said what. All right, so let's hear from this user here, the happy user. Happy to meet you all. Right, and then the chat goes on and on. The third user, where are you? Alright, so this is the third user. Alright, so that's the way it goes. I'm glad to meet you too. The pleasure is all mine. And I'm gonna join on my cell phone. Alright, so let me just go same place, echo word. .com/admin chat. Hi everyone. Alright, cell phone user says hi everyone. Nice. Okay, let me send a message from everyone and see what happens to the cell phone user. Welcome, cell phone user. Alright. Okay. So that will be it. That the application works as expected. So now we are hosting it live on cPanel. So anywhere in the world where you are now, you can join me in this chat and we can just share ideas together. In the next iteration of this web chat application, our next video series, we'll be focusing on the friends chat application. This allows you to talk to individual friends and have your chat secured between them, private chat between your friends, just like you do with your Facebook, WhatsApp, Hangout, and all chat applications. You're gonna have that. We will start building it out using XAMPP, but as we did today, we're gonna migrate to the cPanel hosting. All right. Right now we have we have 5 clients connected. We have the cell phone, and then we have 3 clients from this computer, and another computer is on also connected to the same chat application. So let me send a message from that new user, admin chat. Okay, let's say second computer. We're gonna call him second computer, second laptop. All right, second laptop joins and says hi. Okay, he just says hi to us. Let's see. Second laptop says hi. All right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clients on that second laptop. Let me have one more user and then we can call it a day. This is gonna be incognito because we are almost full. So to recap one more time, we go to cPanel and then open File Manager. Inside File Manager, locate your public_HTML. Find the website, the folder containing the website that you want to host this chat on, and then just create a folder. We'll call it admin chat, and then drag over all the files from your XAMPP folder, the htdocs. Drag it over to your, of course you have to upload. Click on upload first, then drag over the files, and then you can start browsing from any browser anywhere in the world. And the error you get here was created automatically by your cPanel, your error logs. Otherwise, the other files were created by the index.php, the message entry, the repo text, which is our database, the scripts, also our JavaScript, and then your server.php, and then your style, and these ones are just copied over as they were. Alright, you can also control the permissions. You can right click on any one of them and just change permission for any one of them accordingly. And of course, you can also implement signing out, so that when you're done, you can sign out, but you can just close the browser. And I think when you open the browser again, it should require you to start afresh, because the session will be null. So let's say admin chat. Yeah, it will require you to sign in again. And what if I don't? Okay, let me just give you a name. Returning guest. Alright, that's the returning guest. Let's say something from the website, from the cell phone. Cell phone user says thanks. Alright. Alright. Okay. It works like charm. Alright. Thanks for sticking around to the end. That'll be it from us today. Please, if you have not subscribed, do so right now. And don't forget to like and share this video. Until we come your way again with more contents, stay enthused.